Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Elizabeth Van Cleve, and today I want to talk about moving through and shifting your energy when you go through dark times. So all of us go through hard and heavy situations at times where it feels like it's out of our control. It feels like things are just getting worse, or they're in a dire situation that it could be a serious illness, it could be unemployment, it could be, some people are in, have family that's in war. There's just so many things that people go through that can feel so heavy and that we don't feel like we have the answers to, and we feel more victimized by life. And it can really drain us of our life force, and it can overwhelm our lives so that we can't be at our best. And so in this video, I wanted to give you some tools and to talk about ways to help you, even if it's just a little bit, even if you can just take one of these tools that I talk about and just start implementing it to help you move through a dark time in your life with more vigor, more peace, and be able to see that you do have more power than you realize in no matter what situation you are in or going through. From my personal experience, both things I've been through and from working with clients, I would say that the most important thing that a person can do when they're going through something difficult is to really practice mindfulness and staying present and in the present moment. And kind of like Eckhart Tolle, sorry, his name sometimes gives me a tongue twist, but he teaches the power of now. I don't know if you've heard of his book, but the power of now and being in the present. And how, the mind can just go crazy when things are, like if you're sick, for example, you can start really thinking about the future and what the future holds for you with this illness and how it could get worse, and how are you going to survive, or are people going to have to take care of you, or are you going to die, or all these different situations. Like for me, I have diabetes, and so my mind can go crazy with that. I can start thinking about my toes start feeling numb, how people have to get their toes cut off, or my eyes have been not so great lately, and I think, oh my gosh, what if I go blind and I can't drive? What am I going to do if I can't drive? All these things, right? All future based, and they're not based in the now. And we also can start going into the past a lot and thinking about how it used to be, or the mistakes we made to get to this current situation we're in, how we wish we would have done things differently, or whatever. We can go into the past and into the future, and our mind just goes crazy. And this is exhausting and emotionally draining. So the most empowering thing you can do for yourself is to start catching your thoughts when they're running away and bringing them back into the present. Because in the present moment, at any given time, most of the time, the very, very present moment, this moment, we are okay. Everything is fine. And if it's different and it's a dire situation, we are usually just focused on moving through that. But otherwise, it's just in the mind. It's just mind stuff. And so some of the ways that I have helped myself with this is practicing meditation. Now, I'm not a big meditator. I usually will use a guided meditation from YouTube, something that brings me peace, that's short, or I will just sit and when everything is quiet, sit in my house and then just bring my mind to my senses. Like, okay, I stop in this moment and I look around and I notice the shades of color, the lighting, the different textures around me, the different shapes. I notice the things underneath me. Like if I'm sitting on my couch, I think about my couch. I'll appreciate it. I'll think about how this couch has been with me for yay many years and has provided a lot of comfort and rest. And I will appreciate things in my environment. I might stop and think about the sounds that I hear, all the little tiny intricate sounds. Like right now I have a dryer on. You guys might be able to hear it a little bit crackling away in the background. There's always a little bit of noise you can tune into, right? Sometimes there's smells. I love essential oils. I have a whole drawer of essential oils. I call it my apothecary. And I opening that drawer and just smelling the apothecary smell raises my vibes and really brings me into the present moment. So there might be scents, anything that can bring you into the present moment and get you out of your mind. And another way to do that is just to go out on a walk and just again tune into nature. If you can go somewhere where you can be near trees and you can put your hands on the trees or even hug the trees. I'm a tree hugger in these later years of my life. I wasn't earlier in life, but I am now. When you hug a tree, it feels so comforting. The tree feels so strong and present. I always just imagine that tree senses me there, can sense how I'm feeling, has strength to pour into me. I'll close my eyes and let the sun just get onto my face. And if there's a water source, I love to go near a water source. I especially love it when there is sparkles on the water. I'll imagine that my whole aura is being lit up by the sparkles of the water, and just bringing yourself into the present moment. And every time you find your mind slipping into a story, look at it. Don't push it away. Don't say I'm not allowed to think, because your mind is going to think. But look at it and say, and I tell myself, there goes that story again. Look at that story I'm telling myself. I'll comment on it in my mind. Look at that story I'm telling about myself in the future, or look at the story I'm bringing up from the past again and how it's making me feel. I'm going to let that go. And I just practice this over and over again. And as I've been practicing, really keeping my mind more in check, I've experienced so much more peace in the midst of situations where hitherto I felt a complete lack of peace. The other thing that's really important is validating how you feel, looking at your emotions and validating that. Okay, I feel fearful. I can see I feel very fearful. And sometimes even when I'm walking, something will startle me and I feel that fear, and I just validate that. Oh, that was interesting how I felt, and I watch it. Eckhart Tolle again talks about being the watcher of your thoughts and your emotions. So I'll watch that emotion, and it dissipates so much more quicker because I'm just watching it and acknowledging it and validating it, that this is how I feel right now, and not putting any judgment, not saying it's a right feeling or it's a wrong feeling, but just validating the fact that this is how I'm feeling. That's it. This is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling fearful. I'm feeling really depressed. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling whatever emotion that you're feeling, just validating that. One of the ways that I, on the daily, take care of myself is through journaling and through checking in with how I feel and asking myself, what do I need? So how am I feeling and what am I needing? First thing in the morning, midday, in the evening, checking in, because we get carried away with all the things that we have to do, we think we have to do, right? And we get carried away with that. And in that current of getting carried away with that, we get carried away with our mind. So when we can bring it back in and say, let me check back in with me. How does my body feel? Doing a quick body scan. Like even currently right now, I have a lot of tenseness in my shoulders and the back of my neck, and because I'm just getting through a migraine that I've had all morning. So it is starting to release because I took some migraine medication. It's starting to release, but I feel the tension. So I'm feeling that. How do I feel right now? How do I feel emotionally? How do I feel physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually? I check in first thing in the morning. I do have my journal that I have created that is available on Amazon if you're interested in it, that helps you with this, helps you prioritize and helps you align your day, especially if you are the type that gets overwhelmed and are not a type A person that can just get a regular daily planner and plan out your life hour by hour by hour. This is not that type of planner. This is more of a journal. This is more of checking in with yourself and then prioritizing yourself and then prioritizing what is essential throughout the day, so that you don't feel like you're just being swept away in a current of life, but rather you are at the helm of your life and you are directing the way that your day is going to go by checking in first with how you feel and what you need and setting intentions accordingly. And that has helped me so much in moving through any situation in life. For example, sometimes I might be out and about and I have a plan to stop by this store and then go by the library or the bookstore and then go get gas and all these things. And then, but I check in. I'm checking with how I feel. And I might feel like I feel right now. Maybe I don't feel good and I feel really tired. And I've done my grocery shopping and I think, do I have to get gas right now? I ask myself those questions. Is there anything that can wait? Because I really need to rest. Because I've just checked in with myself and I'm prioritizing myself. And I'm like, I need to go home and rest. I don't feel good. And that's more important than getting gas at this point. So it's prioritizing. And in my last video, I talked about letting go of these unwritten rules. Like, well, you know, you need to get everything done while you're out one time, you know, kill two birds with one stone, the whole thing. That's an unwritten rule that I don't have to live by. I can just say I can go out later and do it. But it's prioritizing yourself and checking in with how you need is so important, to listen to how you're feeling and then prioritizing what you need. The other very important thing to practice whenever things are really dark is energy clearing. Clearing the energy in your home on a regular basis and clearing your own personal energy. It just gets stuck and stagnant. So it's kind of like if you don't take a bath for days, you just feel kind of grimy and gross after a while, right? You got to have a bath. You got to clean your body, right? If you don't do the dishes for a few days, it's going to start to stink. It's the same thing with energy. Energy needs to be cleared and cleaned. And so in the mornings, usually before I even sit down and do my ritual where I do my journaling, I will clear that space I'm going to sit in. I will dust the table off. I light a candle. It's a little ritual I do. Like I might put a YouTube video on that says energy clearing music or vibrations or frequencies that'll clear the energy in your home. I find one that feels soothing to me, because some of them are, if it doesn't feel soothing to you and it feels like it's rattling to you, then it's not working for you. But there's so many of them out there, and you'll find some and just keep them bookmarked or in a folder on your YouTube. A really powerful energy clearing crystal is selenite. I love selenite. So I have a selenite globe as well. When you have a globe, it kind of goes out throughout the room. But I have the selenite wand. And selenite's not that expensive either. So it's a really good crystal to have on hand. It's very, very high vibration. They actually use it to clear other crystal, the energies, stuck energies in other crystals. But I just go over my aura and kind of sweep it. And even sometimes I'll go over my chakra. I might even lay it on my head sometimes for a little bit. That just feels so good even now. Oh my gosh. But I just sweep my aura. Any places where I feel like I have stagnant energy, I just go through around my whole body and sweep it with an energy clearing selenite wand. Decluttering your space, cleaning things up, getting out in nature, again, is another way. Getting your bare feet on the ground, getting a little sunshine, even rain. If you're taking a walk in the rain or on a cool day, the breeze, all the elements can clear energy really, really well, being out in nature. When you go out there and do your best to stay mindful there. Because if you're just out there talking with somebody, walking with somebody else, and just, processing or letting your mind go, you're not really cleansing your energy. Doesn't mean you can't ever walk with somebody and talk, but if you're out there for the purpose of cleansing your energy, then you want to allow yourself to feel the wind, to feel the sunshine, to be able to get your feet on the ground or hug a tree and allow those things to clear your energy. Another thing that helps clear my energy is when I hug my dog or pet my dog when he's next to me. Animals are very high vibes, so having things in your surroundings that are high vibe can help a lot. And so, of course, most of us know about saging. A lot of times will burn incense. These are just some of the things I personally use. You can also take a squirt bottle and squirt. Sometimes I'll put essential oils, high vibe essential oils in my squirt bottle, and I'll go around the whole house or around a room I'm going to be in and just squirt it up into the air, mist it. And those essential oils and that water kind of clears maybe the dust out of the air and just the stagnant energy that's been sitting there. Opening up windows, letting the cool air through your house. There's just so many ways to clear your energy. And this is going to be so helpful when you especially are going through difficult situations. When you're in a place where there's a lot of fear and insecurity and overwhelm and you feel drained, that builds up. That's strong emotions that start building up in the space that you're in. Maybe there's been a lot of crying, or there's been fighting, or just a lot of conversations around something that everybody's really concerned about. And there's just this energy that's in there and it needs to be cleared out. I'm telling you, it can make a huge difference in how you feel overall. It doesn't solve the problems, right? That's not what it does. But what it does is it puts us in a stronger place, a more healthy place where the problems themselves, it's kind of like the anchor in the storm. The problems themselves aren't destroying us. We are able to ride through them, to get through them in a healthier way, because problems come up in life no matter what. And it does also put us in a position to think clearer, to get better solutions to problems that might be there, to a more peaceful solution. The other thing that's super important is making sure that you remind yourself regularly that this too shall pass. This is a storm in life. Nothing lasts forever. This will pass. The sky is always blue. It doesn't matter how big a storm in the sky, there is a blue sky that is just beyond that storm. And as soon as that storm clears, there's that blue sky. It never goes anywhere. The sun's always there, the sky is always there, and the storm will pass eventually, no matter what it is. So reminding yourself of that, and also not replaying things in your mind so much, like situations that you might be in that you have no control over, and especially when it involves other people that have been hurt or that we're worried about and concerned about. I'll just give just a little example, that this is just a micro example of something that's bigger, right? But for me, I get a lot of, in my feeds, stories about animal rescues, right? And I can get so emotionally worked up about these animal rescues. But what I've realized is that that's the past on a video. That animal isn't even in that situation anymore. And I sit there and I watch it and get all worked up about something that's been resolved already and taken care of already. And my mind starts going, oh, but then I think, well, I can't even believe we're in a world where things like that go on, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, but we are. That's the acceptance piece. The acceptance piece is that's the world that we have opted into for whatever reason. We are in that world, right? So, and then worrying about anything that's going to happen in the future, right? That's just the future. We can have a big influence on the future just by keeping our vibes up and envisioning a more positive outcome, which is my next one. And that is really getting a vision for the best possible outcome of the situation that you're dealing with, and how you will be at the end, how you will have grown, how you will be more positive, more sovereign, more powerful, more beautiful, more wise, all the things that you're going to gain, the things like focusing more on the wisdom and the grace and the beauty and the good things that are going to come out of this in the long run. We've all seen people out there that have had horrible situations they've been through. I mean, even to loved ones being violently taken from them, and they turn it around. Not that it completely alleviates all their pain, but they turn it around into something positive. They create a new law, or they start a movement that helps to prevent this type of thing from escalating and continuing to happen to others. They make something positive out of it. So remembering that we can hold a vision for something good in any situation that we have. So perhaps you're going through a divorce, for example. You could hold a vision of who you're going to be at the other end of the storm. When the storm is over, the person that you're going to be, instead of holding the vision of somebody that's been beat down and defeated and rejected and all the things, or made a big mistake and all the, change that, reframe that. No, I'm going to be this wise person. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to know more clear what I do want in a relationship. Or if I even want a relationship, I'm going to be more secure in myself. Like, hold a higher vision for yourself and for the outcome of the situation. And hold that, because that's like a prayer emanating from your heart, holding a really good vision of the outcome and the best possible outcome. Like, think of how you're going to feel. So, for example, if you're worried about the war, what would be the best possible outcome for that? The peace, see the rejoicing, the peace. Maybe people realizing that war is not the answer. How are you going to feel? How are you going to rejoice when that has come to an end and you hear it? Envision hearing it. The war is over and people are picking up the pieces of their lives again. Keep that vision of the ultimate thing that you want to see at the end of every situation that you might be dealing with, and hold on to that. I just want to acknowledge that none of these things that I'm saying, I understand, take away what you're going through. I do not even want to invalidate what you feel and what you're going through. I am just giving these as things that I have done through experience, and I have been through some rough things and things that have helped me to be able to move through and get to the other side and stronger and better, rather than be pulled under and dragged all the way through it and come out just defeated and beat up. And so these are just things that have really helped me, and I'm hoping that even if you take just one of them, if there was one of them that you really want to try, or you think, yeah, I think I could do that, I think that might help, leave that down in the comments. Not only you commenting encourages me and helps my channel, that's not the only reason, right? It's also good for you, and it's good for others, because it'll encourage others to see what you're doing, and it'll encourage you because now you're speaking it, you're hearing it, you're thinking it, now you're writing it, speak it, start to manifest it, start to manifest the good result that you want to see happen in the end of the situation that you're currently facing. Last thing I want to leave you with is to create a mantra that you can simply say to yourself over and over again. Make it simple, make it memorable, and make it powerful. So some of the things I wrote down is, I am sovereign and powerful. I can choose a better thought. I can choose to take care of myself and prioritize my needs. Peace is always available to me. You can take a mantra, make it powerful, make it something that feels really good and empowering. You'll know, because you'll almost feel the shift inside of you when you say it. And there's so many examples of mantras. You could just Google them and get some examples and then craft your own mantra, and just keep that as your mantra through it, so that when you feel like, oh, you're struggling, or you're trying to get your mind to quit thinking about it or whatever, you can pull that mantra up and you can just say it over and over again. And bookmark this video and come back to it and watch it again. Take notes. Write down things that sound empowering to you, because it's not the words that I'm speaking that are going to help. It's the implementation of any of these tools that are going to make the biggest shift in your situation. So I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please give it a thumbs up and follow my channel if you would like more videos that help empower you and help you to live your best life ever. Have a great day. Talk to you next time.